Donation
Yeah,
drive.
for the monies, for the donation drive. We're on the air.
We're in our second hour.
The first thing that was said when we went on there was for the monies. So.
For the monies!
Yeah. Welcome to OCR Talkback, everyone. I am DarkeSword, and this is our weekly web show. I'm glad to be back. I was out for a while, but I'm back. Tonight we have Zircon, djpretzel, and as always, Larry Oji joining us for Talkback. So we're just going to talk about VGM, video games, cool stuff. If you have any questions for us, just get on Twitter and tweet with the hashtag OCR Talkback, and we will try to answer them to the best of our abilities. So let's get started. Oh, Larry got some Batman Little Gotham. Nice.
Damn right, baby. Pronounce the T.
Where'd you get that, man?
Little Gotham. You know, I just picked it up, man, at Oxford Comics here in Atlanta. So
Nice.
good deal. My lady got me for my birthday. Got me a gift certificate. So
Nice. Little Gotham's good. I love
oh, Little Gotham's awesome as hell. So I already read the Halloween special. You know, the free comic book day Halloween special, or whatever the heck they made, or maybe it was on free on Comixology.
Yeah.
Who are OC? There's somebody there who's an OCR fan. So congratulations to them for the Amazon buyout.
Yeah.
Good deal. You know. Hopefully it'll be even bigger and better going forward.
Cool. So let's get started with OCR Talkback. What VGM are you guys listening to this week? Anything?
Ooh, I don't know.
Actually, I was playing Pixel Junk Monsters on the Vita, tower defense type game. It has some nice little, ambient background music. It's pretty funky.
Right on.
And Assassin's Creed 4, and obviously everything that I post to the site, I listen to. So that all counts, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It doesn't have to just be like, OSTs. It can be remixes. If you're listening to some remix albums or something. Larry, what about you, man? What you listening to this week?
Dude, so I emailed Adrian Lake, an invitation to Overclock Records because I want to get her on there. She's composed some video game stuff before, but her 2009 album Morning Glow, I'm like, I gotta get that on OC Records. It's awesome as hell.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. Canadian indie music, good vocals, super polished. She's just amazing. I don't know what else she's working on, but it's like I want it. She's super creative. And I emailed her, and but it's on her SoundCloud. You can check it out, Adrian Lake.
Cool.
The album is called Morning Glow. But like I said, I hope we get it on OC Records. No shade if not, but she's great. It's a tremendous album, super creative.
Cool.
It's not video game music. I'm trying to think what else. What is it? Right now, I'm just listening to the music of World of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck for the Sega Genesis.
That's a great soundtrack.
Oh, Grant Kirkhope did the remastered remix version for the...
Well, that's Castle of Illusion. That's
Castle of Illusion, yeah.
Oh, it's a different illusion.
Yeah,
there's a series.
It's a castle, and then there's a world.
That's too many. That's way too many illusions. I don't know. I don't do world.
I used to play that game a lot when I was a kid on Genesis. That's a good game. I love that game. It's classic. Great soundtrack too. Yeah. Andy, what are you listening to, man? Anything?
Well, so I was working on that. There's a project coming up. I don't know if it's a secret or not. I forget. But as part of that, I was listening to the Smash Bros. Melee soundtrack.
Yeah, that's not a secret.
No, it's not a secret.
Okay.
Harmony of Heroes, not a secret.
Yeah.
I don't follow these things. And I was supposed to do the Super Mario Bros. 3 Overworld for that. And I listened to that a million times. I was listening to the whole soundtrack, and I just couldn't remix that one. But the Trophy Tussle theme, that's my jam. That is an amazing track. Trophy Tussle.
That's from Melee, right? Melee?
Yeah. Check that out. I mean, there are a lot of gems on that soundtrack I had just never heard before playing the game.
Yeah.
So, a lot of depth there.
Yeah. We're going to try and do some more Smash Brothers remixes for Apex 2015.
Given the number of composers on the Smash Brothers soundtracks, it's like they almost have to be good. If they weren't, it would be a little embarrassing. When you look at like the composer list for Brawl and Melee and everything, it's like Melee especially, it's like 40 people or some shit.
Yeah, but I think they're including all of the people that they like, you know. Koji Kondo wrote the theme to Mario Brothers, Smash Brothers, so they're just like.
It's true.
I like how Dave does like the French pronunciation, like melee.
Melee.
What do you guys? You guys think like
melee?
Melee or melee.
I say melee.
People say melee.
Melee.
That's stupid. Melee is
that's wrong. That's
melee. You mealy mouth bastard.
Melee. Yeah, that's just wrong.
Melee. Smash Brothers Melee.
Melee. Okay. All right. I'm okay with that.
Coolio.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a Japanese game. Who cares?
Technically, it should be Melee. I mean.
Wow.
That's not offensive. That's not offensive.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
Or it shouldn't be offensive.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay. What am I listening to? What am I listening to? Memoria, very best of Yoko Shimomura. It's a new Arrange album. Fantastic. It's got some really good orchestral stuff. Orchestra version of the forest theme from Super Mario RPG with the mushrooms. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That one. That's.
I like the vocal remix. I don't know who did it, but I put that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really good. It's actually got like Super Mario RPG tracks in there, and then some Legend of Mana and Heroes of Mana. It's really good, man. Yeah, check it out. I guess it's kind of like a sequel to Dramatica, which was the other one that she had.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though.
Yeah, Dramatica's pretty old, and then they just came out with Memoria, which is the new one. And it's really, really, really good. So I'm digging that a lot. I've also just been playing a lot of Diablo lately. And
Diablo's really good.
I'm assuming you mean Diablo 3 and not 3.
Yes, Diablo 3, okay. Reaper of Souls. And I've been noticing the music's, pretty good. It's very, moody stuff.
But they did some creative. So that was Derek Duke, I believe, who handled the entire expansion. And I forget when he first came on. I think he started on Warcraft 3, like before World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
But I chat with him from time to time. He uses some of the sounds that I designed.
Really?
I noticed during some of the Reaper Souls boss fights, there's like tons of Juggernaut, which is really cool.
Hey, are there any Inception horns in Juggernaut?
Well, I guess not horns, but yeah, some similar stuff like bases. Actually, that soundtrack is really good. Like some of the melodies, like the violin and the woodwind melodies, just unexpected.
Yeah, like when you're going around in the sewers, it's like, whoa, why is there violin music in the sewers? What's going on here?
But it's good.
The Inception horns were like top of mind for me because of the Call of Duty trailer with Kevin Spacey in it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, such abuse. It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, Call of Duty's kind of, I don't know. I mean, people appreciate that series, but it's kind of lowest common denominator.
I know.
So they go for like the soup, like it's all about cliches with Call of Duty.
I saw Joe Cam like pissed on Facebook, like if anybody's hyped for new Call of Duty, that's stupid. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. I'm sorry, Frank Underwood is the president in Call of Duty, whatever, whatever, dude.
Has some gravitas. Also, Usual Suspects, right? Verbal Kents.
I'm down, dude. I'm down. Sign me up.
I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Call of Duty.
Wow.
Like the first one. That's like the last one that I played. That's a good game.
The second one was good too, where you start off as like a Russian soldier and like you don't have a rifle and you follow the guy in front of you and he dies and you steal his rifle.
They do that in the first one, don't they?
Oh, is that the first one? I thought that was the second one.
That's the third part of the first one, because you start off as an American soldier and then you're a British soldier and then you do the Russian one.
Oh, okay.
And in the Russian one is like, it's actually crazy because it's like it's showing how different the Russian army was from the rest of the Allies during that war, because like they kick you off the boat. They're like go like charge, and anyone who turns back is gonna get shot. And like you see some of your buddies like turn back and run away because they don't have any weapons, and they're just running into a firefight, and they just get shot by like the Russians. They just like kill them because they're deserters. It's like, holy crap.
Crazy.
I love how you're laughing the whole time. It's
hilarious.
I guess.
I mean, it's
You
just
laugh about it now.
I laugh about it now, but like 7 years ago, it was
Statute of limitations on.
Yeah, statute of limitations. I think is I don't know. Apologies to any Russian World War II veterans out there watching OCR
I think we can
Talkback.
safely laugh about World War I now. World War
Okay.
II is still a little iffy.
They had funny hats in World War One.
There's some hurt feelings.
Wow.
Some funny hats.
Oh man,
I guess so.
I guess they had
Like
fun.
hats?
Yeah.
Ooh, here's another game that has good music, which Shark and I talked about at PAX East. Bravely Default
Yes.
is really cool. That's like, I hesitate to call it a sleeper hit because
It's pretty popular.
It's a hit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a Final Fantasy game, which threw me off.
It was going to be, and then they decided to call it a standalone series. It literally was going to be a Final Fantasy spin-off. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Right? Yeah, because it plays like a classic Final Fantasy game, except modernized and
I
better.
was saying it's kind of like, I think I was talking to Dia about this, where like Bravely Default is kind of like the evolution of a Final Fantasy game if they had stuck to a lot of the core of what Final Fantasy does in older games.
Right, not as opposed to the incomprehensible.
Well, I mean, the
13
thing about
story.
Final Fantasy games from like 10 on is that, I mean, yeah, the plots are kind of like crazy, and they, the characters are like effeminate and they wear a lot of belts and stuff, but like the gameplay systems, they are innovating. They are trying new things with the gameplay systems. Because you play a game like 12, it's very different. You play 13, the battle system is very different. They are evolving it, but it's just evolving in a different direction. Whereas
I feel like it's innovation that no one asked for. I mean, it's great
Right.
to innovate. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's bad to rest on your laurels, but you have to make sure that you're innovating in the space that people actually like.
Well,
care about.
I will say that I enjoyed the battle system and the combat systems in Final Fantasy 13, and I really, really liked Final Fantasy 12's whole, approach to the battles and everything, because it was all like, adjusting, modifying behaviors and everything. Like
Totally
sort of
weird.
programming your own AI to do like certain things and stuff. It was cool. But Bravely Default kind of goes in like another direction. It's almost like it's conservative, but at the same time it still innovates a lot to make things feel fresh.
Yeah.
It's very much in the style of like a classic PlayStation era Final Fantasy game, but it's very fresh and new. I
think it's probably the only one that I've played in the Final Fantasy series that I can really remember where you can't just sort of auto battle.
Oh
in
yeah,
any
yeah.
given thing. You just can't, especially as the game goes on. I mean, you will just die in regular encounters on hard mode, even if you're grinding and all that, which is cool. The difficulty curve.
Yeah,
And it helps that the music's so good.
Yeah, definitely. I think what it is about that game with the difficulty of each battle going from battle to battle is that like you were saying, you don't auto battle, but at the same time, I think we've kind of just gotten used to auto battling because JRPGs have kind of been dumbed down over the years, where you could just like coast through like regular battles.
Lots of Persona, yeah.
Yeah.
Persona 3 and Persona 4, I use auto battle quite a bit.
Yeah, but in Bravely Default, you really, I mean, if you really think about each battle, if you actually pay attention, they're not actually difficult. It's just that you have to sit there and pay attention and think about what you're doing, which is fun because you sit there and you're like, oh, should I use Brave or should I default or
should you default? Right.
Yeah.
Those are the options, right?
Yeah. You Brave, you default. I mean, it's a thing,
Jill, when I told Jill that I got the game, she's like, "That's the most English title."
Oh, it's super English. Yeah.
Like, why? I mean, it really doesn't make any sense.
No.
Might as well just be called like attack, defend, but I guess that
Yeah,
sounds.
it's made by the same team that made Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light. I don't know if you played this game. It was a DS RPG. You can see the beginnings of Bravely Default in it. It's really good. Great soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks.
Who did the music? Is it the same person that did the music?
Uh,
Let me check.
I think it was
Internet
Mizuda.
here.
No, she... I don't know. I think it was the person who did Final Fantasy 11.
Wow,
I'm talking about Four Heroes of Light. Four Heroes of Light, I think, was the same person that did Final Fantasy 11.
The composer for Bravely Default is Revo.
Oh yeah, that's a music group. Yeah, I don't know who is in Revo.
Just Revo.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It says Sound Horizon is the group.
Oh.
Revo is the composer.
Oh.
Just like Revo, no last name, or maybe that is his last name. I don't know.
Hey, how do you know it's a he? Don't make assumptions,
okay,
man.
Maybe it's 4 people.
Actually, okay, no, it is he. But wow, yeah, never heard of these guys.
Interesting.
They call themselves the Fantasy Band and have released their works that closely resemble suites. I mean, the music it reminds me a lot of classic Final Fantasy, like very melodic, but weird.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, and look at that. Okay, so they also did something with Attack on Titan. That's cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, learn something every day. Revo. I want to learn more about that guy.
Cool. All right, let's hit some questions. I know Cascatalo asks, what are the things you struggle with the most when making music, or remixing in particular?
Oh, definitely the sequencing for sure for me, and the side chaining.
Oh my god.
The side chain.
And the side chaining.
Sequencing in a close second is the
air horn integration.
All right, can we get a serious answer from the serious remixers?
Oh, gosh. I'm not sure if I qualify anymore.
I think so. I ran into this when I was working on a remix of the Super Mario Brothers 3 Overworld. You know, the da 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 da, right? Like
that's Grassland World 1 or World 1, yeah.
So I was just sometimes with remixing in particular, a source can be good, but that doesn't mean it necessarily lends itself well to an easy arrangement. Sources that have kind of limited layers can make it very hard to sort of break them out into a more interesting arrangement. Like what I like to do is take specific parts. Like I might start the song off with like part of the bass line or an arpeggio or a harmony. But with some sources out there, it can be very difficult to adapt that without just being like very straight up cover. Like there were just especially with the older stuff like NES. I guess that's why I like SNES stuff in terms of
Andy, weren't you saying that you had a hard time doing like major key stuff as opposed to like minor?
Yeah, but I think that's also partially is just that one source. Like the more I thought about it, I was just thinking that there's not a lot of material in that particular source, and the material that's there is just very simple. Like there's
like how do you verse chorus that? Because like to me, certain source tunes are very challenging to extract a verse chorus from. You almost have to combine it with either original writing, or another
pull
source.
something in, or you could just not do verse chorus and like just
do a loop.
Try a different like arrangement style or something.
Yeah, I like to do verse chorus just because like that's kind of what I look for in a song. But,
Yeah, so definitely, it can be hard adapting certain sources because of how they're arranged. So that's the first thing that came to mind.
Dave, what about you, man?
What was the question again? What's the hardest thing?
What kind of things do you have difficulty with when you're making music or remixing?
God, man, picking an approach and sticking with it long enough to, well, I don't know. I abort a lot of ideas. So
are you having flashbacks to your Balance and Ruin track, Devil's Lab, or?
Oh man, yeah. I'll get a work in progress to where it's at like 50%. And then just basically throw it out, which is depressing, but sometimes just needs to be done. I think I would be much more productive if I knew earlier on in the process that something wasn't going to work and just tanked it like, I don't know, 20 seconds in. But I have this thing where it's like, no, I can make this work if I just do this, that, and sometimes you have to abandon an idea a little bit sooner on.
That's a good point. I do that a lot with original music. I have a graveyard of abandoned things, but sometimes I'll take concepts that are like, maybe I had like one good idea. It was like all bad in a particular 30-second thing, and maybe I'll take like a synth that I came up with or like a riff and use that somewhere else. And maybe that'll make it into a final track. But yeah, I think that's a common problem.
I know when I was working on my EV track for the EV EP, I started the remix and then I threw it out, and then I started another one and then I threw that one out.
Yep.
And then I ended up going back to a really old original work in progress that I had from 5 or 6 years ago, and I started using that as a bass because I liked the sound and the texture that I had created with that. So I ripped out the melody and then I just changed the chords, but I was using the same like instruments and the same like structure and everything, and then I built it from there, and that's how I ended up with that remix on the EV album.
No, kitty, no.
Oh my God, cat.
Sorry.
First review. I was gonna say, Andy, I like your headphones there.
Don't apologize for cats.
It's the worst.
No, get rid of him.
Go.
That's Moo Moo. She's pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty fat.
So I would say for stuff that I find difficult when remixing is finding the right sounds, I guess. I don't know. I have like sound libraries, but I sometimes I can't really get the sound that I want to work, so then I end up like choosing other libraries or.
I feel like yeah, I'm with you there. I feel like leads are pretty much the hardest thing.
Yeah.
To me, like it's finding a good lead sound, because it's just so many. It's been done before, or it just is generic, or it doesn't have the right like. Sometimes I'm lazy and it's like I really like this, but the modulation's not already there, and I don't take the time to modulation.
A lot of times it's like I could just use this saxophone sound font, but everyone's gonna be like, God damn it, Sharek, using that stupid saxophone sound font again.
Darkest sax.
Yeah,
Even that dark sax.
I can't use it anymore because
I think, isn't that the same one in Third Strike?
No,
it's like the same one.
Third Strike, it's not a sound font in Third Strike. It's a sample.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, well, I mean, it sounds so similar to dark sax.
It's processed. It's just a processed sample.
Mm.
But yeah, the dark sax sound font is just something I would like to go back to, but I've used it so much that people get on my case when they hear
Do
it.
not go back.
I think, you know what, I think there's something else to be said for, and Star Salzman, I remember him saying this around like when some of his later mixes came out, that he felt like every new mix of his had to be better or as good as or like comparable to his sort of like greatest hits, meaning like Pillar of Salt and sort of these magnum opus like balls to the wall arrangements where it's just everything is awesome and genius. And I think sometimes, you know, you're looking at mixes you've done in the past, you're working on a current mix, and you're like, this just isn't as good as that, but it doesn't always have to be. I think getting caught up in like comparing, you know, trying to maintain a standard of quality is good, but you should also be. It's sometimes hard to remember that you should just allow yourself to do something different.
Well, also, but sometimes it's just like there's just some sounds that I'm comfortable with using. You know, just some sounds I'll always go back to. Certain drum kits that I just really like. Certain, you know, bass instruments. That saxophone sound font. You know, just like these are the sounds that I'm comfortable with. And even if I own, you know, some nicer sound libraries, like, you know, stuff from Impact Soundworks or like, you know, Contact or whatever, you know, I'll use those. But also, it'll just be like, well, you know, I just feel more comfortable with this old crappy sound font that I've been using since, you know, college or whatever.
One of the best things I've ever done for myself, my own production, is I made about 180 presets for Zebra 2, which is a synth that I use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, cat. And it's dinner time for the cats. Okay. All right. Anyway, so I made about 180 presets over the course of like a year, just, you know, working on stuff.
Yeah.
And now I know those presets so well that I use them on like almost everything, and they're pretty versatile. Like I know how I made them, and I know how I can tweak them.
Yeah.
So if you assemble, even if you're not making things from scratch, kind of having a custom library, like, hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Favorite sounds, because you know how to use them, you know how to tweak them.
Yeah.
Speaking of music making, we actually just got another question from Carl Servian, HLRXX Carl.
Yeah.
Whenever I ask an FL-related question, DarkeSword is the only one with an answer. What DAW does everyone else use? Well, use FL Studio.
Zircon also uses FL Studio, and he's much better at it than I am.
I've used Cubase pretty much my entire time. Actually, I might be one of the few people that prior to using a DAW actually used built-in hardware sequencer on the Yamaha Motif. And before that, the Ensoniq ASR10, which was a sampler with like 4 megs of memory.
Nice.
The operating system loaded off of a floppy disk. It was fantastic. I used Cubase. I tried Reaper, and I thought I was going to switch to Reaper, but then I decided that no, I was going to pay and upgrade to the latest version of Cubase because I just like it better. And speaking of, like, Andy, you mentioned putting together presets. One of the things, I don't have much time to do music anymore, but one of the things I have been doing is putting together templates. And I kind of feel like the same way, like, if you can get a few templates that you know really well, then maybe, at least theoretically, I could start making music again. I don't know.
Yeah. And Larry just uses Audacity, I think, right?
Larry is a human dog.
I am an Audacity. Oh, okay. I thought you were going with it. I don't remix. I don't use anything, so thank you. But
okay. Let's see. Let's hit some more questions.
I will say Larry's voice is going to appear either in one of two or maybe both. Two remixes coming up. We got Trap Invaders.
Nice.
That's the Space Invaders trap remix, as you might imagine. And then the other one is.
Did I hit you? Did I hit you with that yet, or I haven't hit you?
Yeah,
with
no,
that
I
yet?
got the samples. I pitched you way down for Damn Son. Where'd you find this?
Oh, okay.
Way down.
Great.
Vinny, Palpable, myself, and Jill were working on that a little bit, but then we also started Peach's Babambadonk, also called the Toadstool Twerk.
Goodness.
We got that also.
We're having way too much fun, clearly.
It's like the Harlem Shake, it's the idea, that kind of thing, but with Mario instead and some rapping. So we have the voice. We gotta have the voice drops. That's what bangs in the clubs these days.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm curious. Just going back to that doll question before you move on to the next question. Andy or Shard, for that matter, have either of you guys had a time to play around with Bitwig or like heard anyone's opinions?
No, I know Shacky's looking at Bitwig, but I don't know. I haven't touched it. I mean,
the weird thing about it that I found out when I was looking into it is that it's actually, at least part of it, I'm not sure if all of it, probably not all of it, but a substantial portion of that DAW is Java. It's actually done in Java, which there are very few DAWs written in Java. Arturia actually had a program called Storm, and it was all Java. It actually did support like VST and some real features. It did the version 3, I think, back in like 2004, and then they just killed it. But Bitwig is apparently, like, you'll notice that it supports Linux in addition to Mac and Windows, and the reason they can do that, I think, is because like substantial portion of it is Java. Yeah, it is interesting. It's kind of like impressive that anyone could do that much in Java.
Yeah.
I've yet to use it myself, but in the electronic artist community, there's a lot of hype for it, and I know a lot of people are. It's like divisive. Some people are like, "Oh man, this is just derivative of other DAWs," and other people are like, "No, this is great." So I'd like to check it out, but who has the time, right? I mean, I spend all my time in FL and Reaper.
Also, like if you know like a certain DAW and you're just comfortable with it. I don't think I'll ever switch from FL Studio to anything else, just because why would I at this point,
Here's a fun fact about FL Studio. It's made with Delphi.
Yep.
Go figure. It's actually really funny on the alpha forums, the sort of the development boards for FL. There's so much stuff where they're just like hamstrung by decisions they made, 18 years ago or however long ago that it first came out, just because it's all written on this Delphi platform, and they're limited by their early stuff, which I guess is kind of a common problem, I would imagine, with long-running software projects.
Yeah.
Without like recoding the basic engine.
Yeah, that's what the Bitwig guys were saying. They're all ex-Live, ex-Ableton people, and they were like, well, we just wanted to start fresh with a modern core because all of these other programs like Cubase, etc., are saddled with a legacy code base that dates back. God, Cubase has been around since the frickin' like Atari ST days.
Yeah, that's an old program.
Yeah, hopefully, like I don't think too much of that code is left anymore.
Probably.
But
Yeah, it seems
I
pretty
feel like
modern.
from Cubase SX onwards, I'm sure a lot of the code is shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Works.
WillRock has joined us.
Oh.
Hi.
What's up, man?
Not much. You?
I'm good. I'm good. What VGM are you listening to this week? Anything good?
No. I don't know what VGM I listened to this week.
Oh man.
Good start.
Yeah. All right.
Make something up.
See, I'm checking out on Twitter.
I'm gonna let me hit this question real quick. So Dine asks, how is Babby formed? Legit legit question. Hashtag get Larry to answer. Larry, how is Babby formed?
Lots of graceful movements. I don't know.
Larry doesn't have no Babby. I have.
You're gonna have to ask David Lloyd what's up.
Lloyd, how is Babby formed?
Ask your parents.
Okay. So the real question that Dine is asking is, what upcoming cons and fests are you going to?
Well, MomoCon is probably the first on the official OCR agenda.
This month we're all heading down to Hotlanta for MomoCon. Well, not all of us. I am going. Jarrell's going. Wes is going. Bahamut. And we're going to meet up with Larry, and we're going to have a good time down at MomoCon, which is a mid-sized convention, anime, comic books, video games,
It's Magfest size.
Oh, what's the Momo for? Do you know? Just because, or
you got me, man. What's a Magfest? I don't know. You got
music and gaming, or Mid-Atlantic gaming, depending on which.
What's an overclocked?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I think Momo is just peach.
That's true.
It's just a hey, that's a Japanese word. Let's use it for.
That's right. Because there's that game Wonder Momo.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes, that's why the word Momo means peach.
Don't play Wonder Momo. It's a terrible game.
I prefer. What was that game that Steve-O found? Something with the guy's head on a snake.
It sounds like Pulirula.
Huh?
I don't know.
It sounds vaguely like Pulirula, which has weird stuff going on.
Is it Super Sexy Swiss?
No. Dave and I conquered that game.
You did.
On the Ouya.
The game is much easier to play one player, and it's supposed to be like you're supposed to have to play multiplayer to even beat it. But if you actually get like one person, it's easier.
Yeah. So we're hitting MomoCon this month, and then after that is going to be Kineticon up in Connecticut in Hartford.
Probably.
I'm fairly certain we're doing.
Relatively good odds.
Yeah, Kineticon. And then after that, I think we're not doing anything until Otakon, right, in August? I don't think we have any other conventions going on. We're not doing PAX Prime this year, unfortunately.
Too much money.
Yeah,
Can I quickly add that I'm doing Anime Con in July.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Where is that going to be?
That's going to be in London. So,
in London. Okay, cool. And that's in July. Awesome. So any UKers out there watching Talkback right now? Out of the 8 people watching Talkback right now, 9 people.
Yeah.
It's going up. Awesome. So check out AnimeCon in London in July.
Anime League. It's
Anime League, yeah, in July.
League. The actual thing is called the I think it's called the London Gaming and Anime Con, so it should be
London Gaming and Anime Con. Cool. We should throw that up on the schedule, I guess.
I mean, is it an official panel thing or?
Yeah, it's like it's like the ones that I've done before with them. Probably going to be going with Protodome and Fishy.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
International, OCR International, awesome. Yeah, and so and then Otakon, I think, and then after that, I think we're good until Magfest. There might be some other things happening, but with OCU performances, but I'm not up on that right now, so I don't really know. But yeah, so MomoCon, Kineticon, that one in London, and then Otakon. Should be fun. Come out and see us. It's always a fun time. Love seeing everybody.
So we got a couple more questions.
Yeah, hit it.
Chronologically, so Brandon Schrader asks, how are the big plans with OCR coming, and what are they, and what albums are on the horizon?
So big plans? God, we've had big plans for the last 5 or 6 years. Larry knows all about our big plans. We've got big plans that date all the way back to 2008.
Big plans.
One of these days, some of these big plans are going to start coming out. So rough timetable. Right now, we're working on some, moderate changes to the existing site, minor color tweaks, some layout changes, some actual functionality. For example, you could call this functionality. On album pages, you'll actually see a track list for the album. Go figure.
I was gonna say, color changes. Sounds
21st
like
century. We're gonna tell you the songs that are on the album. You can look at the album page, see. Yeah, exactly. Further in 2014, we will be switching form software, most likely to Envision PowerBoard. We just upgraded the site's internals, which no one really cares about, but
I care.
Apache and PHP and MySQL and all these other great things in preparation for these things.
Yay!
We're probably going to make May, i.e. right now, support OCR month, but we're trying to work out the details on that, and we might be kicking that off Monday, hopefully, if we get our stuff together. It might be one of those things where support OCR month starts mid-month and runs to the middle of June. I don't know. Album-wise, we got Super Mario 64 in the short term this month. And then beyond that, just a ton of stuff. Brandon probably knows the list better than I do. So
they're all his projects. So
half of them are his, right. But imminently, Super Mario 64. I think that covers most of that question. Larry, big plans? You got any big plans that I didn't list there?
Man. FF9, whenever that wraps up, Final Fantasy 9 album. Your track is the last one, so you need to finish it.
I guess I do have big plans. I got big plans to finish my FF9 track now.
Quad missed.
We got some big compos coming up. Actually, we're going to be doing a new compo, which is pretty exciting. Forum member is running it, Phoenix Down. He's been working with me. He's going to head it up, and I've made some input on it, so that should be fun. I'm pushing I had a Mega Man compo scheduled for now, but I'm pushing that back until this one is finished because I need to work out more details on that one. So those are going to be fun, so keep an eye out for those. What else is going on?
There's some big stuff happening on OverClocked Records.
Oh, yeah.
Remix. We're actually, as we speak, doing a big update to the store portion of the site. So some of the site aesthetics are changing, but we were previously using kind of a very simple, just PayPal thing. You click buy now, and then you buy the album, which is fine. But there were requests for being able to name your own price, sort of like Bandcamp. So that's going in. It's going to have a more robust card system. You'll be able to pay with PayPal or just credit card. You don't have to use PayPal. User accounts are going to be on the site, along with just a bunch of other small improvements. And hopefully that's going to be out in the next week. And once we have that, I would consider that to be sort of the main non-beta release of OverClocked Records. So right now I still think we're kind of in beta, but I think with this it'll be pretty much with the functionality that we wanted to have from day one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. And hopefully, as the year goes on, we might be able to do our first licensed arrange album through that platform, which would be pretty exciting. But it's still something we're thinking about.
Yeah.
Up in the air. One thing I didn't mention about some of those layout changes I was mentioning that Brandon in particular might be interested in. I know he has asked before about getting more promotion visibility for individual mixes. And when we did the whole push for Bubble Dragon, which had a music video and was badass, so we put it on the homepage. There was some, well, why isn't every mix on the homepage? Or what can we do to better promote each individual mix? One of the things that the next set of design tweaks will do is that on every remix page, on the sidebar on the right, you'll see the list of the latest albums and a list of the 5 latest mixes. So when a new mix comes out, it will literally be not only on the homepage and on obviously its own remix page, but on all the other remix pages too, and on game pages and on album pages. So that's, depending on who's entering the site from where, that's a lot more visibility and eyes on the latest albums and at least the latest 5 mixes. So that should better promote and help promote, you know, every mix that gets posted. Big plans? I don't know if you call that a big plan, but it should be pretty cool.
Yeah. I've seen what the next iteration looks like. It looks good. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be nice.
You don't look excited for it. You're like, I
am totally beat.
I'm super stoked.
I'm very excited, but I'm like so tired right now. I had like there's a massive rainstorm here on Wednesday, and then my basement like flooded. I had to clean it up. I had to go buy like a wet vac and clean it all up yesterday.
Wet dry vac, yeah.
Yeah, we got a leaky roof here.
Yeah, I had to clean it up yesterday, and then I got some news at work today, and I was working stuff, and I'm just like so tired. And
it's been a tough week, man.
I kind of liked your description of the rain here in the Northeast, Shark. You were like, it's like the weather forgot April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah, like the guy who's in charge of the April showers forgot, and then it was like. It was April 30th, and he was just like, "Oh crap!
Catching up.
The flowers guy is coming tomorrow."
That's what it feels like, man. We got the sinkhole in Baltimore. I don't know if you guys saw all those videos.
Dumped an entire month of rain in like one day. Awful.
Yeah, it's like what is it like? April's supposed to be like in like a lion and out like a lamb.
No, that's March.
That's March.
March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb, and then April showers bring May flowers.
Oh, what about like June? Nothing. Good.
All right. So we got.
Wait.
Question.
You missed a question previously. Yeah, there's Phoenix is asking, what VGM or remixes would you consider to be good music to drive to?
Oh, I did miss that.
I'm gonna actually go with something super cliche, and I'm gonna say the Gran Turismo 5 game soundtrack is actually really good driving music. It's fantastic. I don't know if you guys have heard it. There are some really awesome tracks on there, and it's not just all like super high energy stuff. It's also like some softer stuff that still has kind of some momentum to it. That's
the thing, like, because it's almost a contextual question. Because it's like, are you driving somewhere you want to get there quick? You're in a rush. You want something upbeat, or are you like on a 3-hour cruise control, set it and forget it type where you want something a little mellower?
Are you driving in the daytime?
Yeah, are you driving at night? Yeah, exactly. But I think
nighttime driving music is very different from daytime driving music.
Any time is a good time for Space Harrier. That's what I always say. So I'm going to go with Space Harrier.
Absolutely. What do you think, Larry? Good driving music.
He's muted. He doesn't.
Why are you muted, man?
Well, I was actually searching for. There's one track that Andy made that I'm like trying to find. That is remix? Totally perfect. No, an original. It might be off Anti-Gravity.
Speed of Light?
Maybe. I don't know, man. I gotta check. Anyway, come back to me.
I like not to toot my own horn, Balance of Ruin is pretty awesome. Actually, I think there are a lot of tracks on there that are honestly, the Impresario. That's
when you
sing along to that.
That's anytime music. There,
you put the windows down. And then you just sing it.
Well, I think you also, if you can like rent a gremlin, you can recreate Wayne's World, that opening scene. It's perfect.
Aside from that, I like a lot of Josh Morse's stuff. Big fan, and a lot of the Source of Sea remixes are themselves good. Like some of the Breath of Fire 3 stuff is really chill. Really
I'm gonna go with this one right here. For Everlasting Peace, 25 Years of Mega Man. Speaking of Joshua Morse, he has a great track.
For only $9.99 on CD.
He has a great Mega Man Star Force remix called Falling Star, which is a remix of the main theme from Star Force, which is awesome driving music, super high energy, really fun. Great remix. Let's see. Anything else? What else do I listen to when I'm driving to work?
I actually, we drove to Florida, we being my dad and my wife Hannah, and we listened to Double the Trouble. We listened to DKC3 album.
Nice.
And yeah, that had some stuff that was really, really good for driving on it. So I mean, there's a lot of electronica on that, or EDM on that album that seems well suited to road trips.
Yeah. Cool.
So there's apparently a question that we overlooked from the Felipe Pereira. Sorry if I butchered your name.
I don't think we overlooked it. That was like the next one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Oh, anyway, so anyway, to come back to me and answer the question, it's Hourglass from Impulse Prime by Andy.
Yeah.
That is the cut for driving, for sure.
Night driving,
but it's got to be but it's got to be night driving, nobody on the road, you're just cruising and stuff like that. It's good stuff. So Hourglass, track 12 on Impulse Prime. Zircon, check
Actually,
it.
is that OverClocked Records? I gotta get that.
No, it's not. It's not. You must give it to yes.
Oh,
I must put it there. So.
Anyway, Felipe asks, how do you compare remixing versus composing your own songs? Sorry.
Oh, okay. I got a handle. So listen, the thing that's really important in especially the OC remix is the side chaining. You gotta get that side chain, son. So all right, good. Got it.
Will, why don't you answer this question? Because you recently put out an original album, and you also have some really awesome remixes. How do you compare composing versus remixing?
I find that with I don't know really. I think that with composing you've got a lot more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take tracks in more unique places. I guess. I'm not really sure. I kind of view them quite similarly. Is that weird? I don't know.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
That means you're doing it right. That means you're doing. Yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of feel like it's a false dichotomy. No, I mean there's a Venn diagram here in that like composing and arranging are not two totally separate things. There's a lot of overlap. Usually when you're arranging, you are composing. Something of it is yours.
Yeah.
And usually when you're composing, if you're not arranging, then you're inspired by, let's say, a lot of the music that you listen to, probably.
Yeah. I always say that when you're composing is really just you're just writing something that you've heard before in a different way. That's really what composing is. There's no such thing as
I find that opinion quite amusing. We're all just remixing. We just don't know it.
Exactly. You've heard something that makes you feel a certain way, so you use that same idea to evoke the same emotions, but you do it however you're doing it.
I do find.
Well, I mean, there is still a capacity out there to write an original melody that is not particularly derivative of any other original melody.
But I'm saying
It'll probably be bad.
What I'm talking about is like certain harmonic movements, certain melodic movements are just like, oh yeah, I'll do this because that's something that makes me feel a certain way, and then I've heard that before somewhere. Even if it's just two notes, one moving to another, an interval or something.
I'm not going to lie, I have done that a lot before where I've listened to a track and I thought, I really like this idea. I'm not going to nick it, but I'm going to use it as an inspiration for this part of my track.
Sure.
And then I will sort of acknowledge that, I won't sort of pretend that I wasn't inspired by this thing.
Yeah, but you totally lived with that chord progression, like those three chords. Like, I really like how those chords move. I'll just use the same idea there.
Well, the dangerous thing is that you can start doing that subconsciously, and I think that's where a lot of lifted melodies come from. I mean, like, for example, the whole Metal Gear Solid fiasco with that Russian classical composition that was like, that sounds pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And now they have the new Metal Gear theme that is not, like, it's different. Hopefully it wasn't, resembles something else, but, that could have been an honest mistake where it's like the guy just heard it once and you know.
I don't know, Tappy. I don't know, Tappy. That was a pretty deep. That was pretty deep.
Come on, Tappy's
how
our
many things
man.
got lifted. Tappy is the man, but a lot of
on
stuff.
Tappy. I can't believe it.
Should have gotten Revo instead.
I have a. Sorry.
That's it. That's it.
I just want to say I've actually done that more than once. The whole hearing a melody once and then hearing it in your head and thinking you wrote it and you're just like, this is a great melody, and then suddenly you hear it on TV or something and you're just like, shit. This wasn't mine. I wrote the boy.
God, here I thought it was talented for a second.
Oh man, yeah.
I'll add just to go back to the original question briefly. I'll add that at least when I remix stuff, it tends to be the case more often than not that I try to stick to the style of the original in some way, or not the style exactly, but like the mood. So if something has a dramatic, epic kind of feel to it, I'll try to keep that in some way, even if I'm changing the musical style, so I can help the creativity flow a little bit more. I don't usually get as stuck doing remixes, whereas with original music, very frequently I'll have an idea in mind for what I want to do, and it just doesn't work out. Like I just can't get it because I don't have any reference necessarily. It's always easier for me if I have something to go on, whether it's for a soundtrack, if somebody's saying, hey, can you make it sound like this, or whether I'm trying to follow up a previous track I did. So I think remixing for me is a little bit easier as a result.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I would say, and this might just be me, I'm sure like a couple other people feel the same way. When I put a remix out, obviously I want to be proud of it, but it's also an interpretation of someone else's work that I already like. So it's kind of like there's a certain amount of disconnect, or it's like I can't be too proud of my own remix because it wouldn't have happened had that person not composed the original.
Yeah.
Whereas if I put something out there that is like brand new, and I don't obviously do a lot of this, maybe this is why, if I put something out there that's like completely original that I wrote from scratch, I feel like I'm putting a lot more of myself out there, and I would have a much higher, I tend to have a much higher standard, just because it's more like my identity as opposed to something that it's an expression of my identity through someone else's music. I don't know.
Yeah,
ownership is a little, different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Felipe, I hope that answers your question. That was pretty elaborate. That's pretty good. Let's see. Your Daily Water asks, what do you think are the chances of a few people in the OCR community making an EP or an album for a mostly unheard of game like a VN? I assume VN visual novel.
Yeah.
That will never, ever happen because we do not like obscure games, and if your game is obscure that you're arranging, we don't like that because where's the audience for that? So if it's not Chrono Trigger, it has no place here.
Basically, if it's not Chrono Trigger, we don't care.
Well, I mean, you guys are joking, but it's hard to get people on a team to remix something that's esoteric. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, if Steve-O were on the call, he could tell you about Rosenkreuzstilett. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. The German one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, and that was pretty popular. That's not all that obscure.
No, I'm saying your pronunciation was pretty good.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I mean, what are the odds? The odds are incalculable. I mean, the odds are 32 to 5. It's hard to say. It all depends on like who's organizing it, why they're organizing it, whether the game can be played, like whether people can like get into it, what the venue is, if it's like for a special event, if it's timed in some way. I mean, there's a lot of factors that can increase the odds of getting sort of critical mass. OCR, obviously, we say this all the time, but OCR doesn't necessarily, or doesn't pick which albums get projects. Album directors do, and OCR Remix facilitates that process. So the odds aren't really with us; they're with the community.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
No, that's good. Tomias asks, Dave, are you wearing Biodynamic DT88?
Yes. Zircon said it's what he uses, and I was like, maybe I can sound like Zircon if I buy.
That's how it works.
Because it's the headphones, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, it's the headphones.
Oh,
You
man.
just need some cats now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy.
Not switching FL though. It's not gonna happen.
I actually have to bounce, guys, for tonight, but fun being on. I'll
that's
be
fine.
here next week as well.
Cool.
How dare you?
So,
Yeah, we might be switching talkback to a different night. We're thinking about Tuesday nights,
Tuesday
possibly.
nights.
So-
On the off chance that people have things to do on Friday night.
Yeah, because
Obviously, I don't. But
well, that's because you have a child.
it's true.
Oh yeah, you're done now. Like your whole outdoor days are done.
Well, I wasn't really like living La Vida Loca, prior. So it hasn't been too much of a shift, to be honest.
Damn, that was quite the throwback song reference right there. That was very unhip.
Come on now, no man, it's a good song.
Damn.
Up, down, left, right. He almost has the Konami code in there.
Yeah, but you're like, dude, we're not doing the hustle tonight. I'm like, oh, damn it, Grandpa, thanks, dog.
Electric slide. No.
Gotta get home, Matlock.
The funky chicken.
I gotta get home to watch Matlock. Said no one ever. I don't even think Matlock said that.
Oh man. I will say though, Matlock has a great theme song.
Oh
yeah.
That's some quality whistling.
So did Perry Mason,
No,
though.
not the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh
Matlock.
shit! I don't even know the Matlock theme. I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm gonna hook you up with the Matlock theme song. That's good.
Well, I'm gonna double down and just say Andy Griffith theme is probably better.
I don't know, man.
Oh, Matlock.
Matlock.
Matting the lock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Overruled.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Matlock.
No. Oh. I feel
Someone,
older
no,
already.
you know what? Someone did a hip hop beat of it.
Oh yeah!
Have you
Yeah, I
heard this
remember that
before?
joint. Yes, I do remember that.
What is happening?
It's so good.
I think we need an animated GIF of whatever it is Larry just did.
That is great.
It's so good.
That's sweet. I'm nodding my head, yo. That's Matlock.
I'm gonna post this YouTube video in the staff chat so you guys can get this.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There you go. But yeah, Matlock, the Matlock hip hop. Matlock's a hotness, man. That's a good theme song. Oh man. All right, Dave, you have a baby. I guess that we should let you go.
I'll give you one more question.
All right, what's up? Oh, I think that's it for questions, actually.
Oh, that's it for questions. All right, then.
Awesome answers. Keep up the good work, everyone.
All right.
OC Remix.
Yeah.
Felipe.
All right, yeah. Actually, the baby is asleep, but the wife, is not. So spend some quality time with the missus.
There you go.
I already fell asleep in the 5 minutes that it took her to go away. Okay. All right. Bye.
All right, man. Later.
Universe.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now that we're rid of the boss, we can act freely and act how we really act here, which is more Matlock.
Oh, so good, so good, so good. All right. Well, what are we gonna do now? We don't have any questions.
I mean, we'll keep it tight. We only need a few more minutes to hit that hour mark and do our thing.
Do we want to go through some plugs? Want to do some plugs, some promotions?
Hell yeah, man. Will, are you got anything to plug? Welcome to the real world. Get it.
I do, but can you come back to me because I can't remember what it is.
Yeah. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. No, I'll just say, we were talking a little earlier. Andy was talking about features, for OverClocked, records.com. But I've been adding several more albums to the collection. It's looking great. A lot of stuff from DDR Kirby ISQ, who is awesome. He's got a lot of great
really good
soundtracks. Yeah, Timmy, he's amazing.
CJ is a beast.
He's a beast. He is a beast, dude. He's a beast for real. And that's high praise coming from WillRock, who is definitely in beast mode himself. So it's
he is literally the fastest mixer I have ever seen. He can make 7-minute track in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Well, he's a 1 hour
insane.
combo disciple, so he's got a lot of stuff, done that way. I mean, Zircon has a great workflow. Matthias Hagstrom Yert has an amazing workflow too, and Timmy's up there in that conversation because he's super prolific, super creative. But
Yeah.
yeah, and
He told me I have a shitty workflow.
he told you that?
Yep.
Oh,
During
tell
the
me.
live stream.
Tell me, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. But yeah, you knew where that was from. So but anyway, overclockrecords.com. Check it out. Lots of new original albums and soundtracks. We're gonna be adding some more. Over 100 albums available now, both soundtracks and original albums by VGM composers and arrangers from the OC remix scene. So lots of great stuff. Support the artists. Help change the game on how video game music is represented, because you need to give the artists some love, give them the maximum support. So definitely.
And by support we mean Cash Money Sega.
Oh yeah, we mean cash money. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Yeah.
Dollar bill, y'all, for real.
Exactly.
Get it.
Etc.
Yeah, loads
Reach
of
for the
good
money,
stuff.
gold for the honey, etc. etc.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, and I mean everything's under $10, so
Yeah.
grab it. Seriously, really good stuff, and I'm loving it. So
Yeah.
get it.
That McRib. What do I want to plug? Will, you want to plug your stuff first, or should I plug?
You go.
The Shark's
All
gonna plug Mega Man 25.
Well, yeah,
for
obviously
sure.
I'm gonna plug, For Everlasting Peace, 25 years of Mega Man, which is our super awesome Mega Man arrangement album that we did with Capcom. Really good, 21 tracks, 7 games, amazing music.
mm25.ocremix.org.
25.ocremix.org.
Yeah, and stream the whole album for free, and then get it.
Listen to the whole thing if you don't know if you want to get it. Listen to the whole thing, and then
And then get it, because
And then get it.
that
Give
art
me-
by RNN is
the art is so good, so good. It's pretty exciting. It's been out for about half a year now, but it's still freaking awesome. What else do I want to plug? Oh, tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day all across the country.
Are you shitting me?
No,
man?
tomorrow's
I'm
free-
out of that loop.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, because
Larry,
no,
because your anniversary's this weekend, right?
That's right, and
Yeah.
I did go. Did I get to go to the comic book store before
No,
I got married
no.
2 years ago? I didn't.
No, because you got married, and then after your wedding, I drove to the comic book store.
Did you say countrywide there?
Yeah, it's countrywide.
I hate you all.
Why?
Because I'm in the UK.
Oh,
Do they
maybe-
do it in
maybe
the
they
UK?
have it- Maybe they have it in the UK. I don't know. Maybe it might be international. I'm not sure.
They might do it in the UK. You should
I
check
don't
it out.
know. Let's have a look. Let me look it up. What's it called? Free
Comic Book Day. It's just Free Comic Book Day. So head out to your local comic shop and check out whatever they got going. Archie Comics is publishing new Sonic the Hedgehog comic for free. You can get your DC, your Marvel,
baby.
Dark Horse, whatever, man. Go out there. There's gonna be tons of comics. Have some fun. Free Comic Book Day. I'm pretty excited. I'm a big comic book fan. I read comic books every week. So.
Scoops Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah,
hold
Scoops
on.
Haagen-Dazs, man. So.
Hold on. So your Daily Water has a question about Overclock Records. He says, "Are you guys going to start advertising Overclock Records throughout the OCR website any more than right now?" I don't know. It's kind of a delicate balance. We don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say, we like having Overclock Records. It's a great way for us to promote video game music, original stuff, and also for the site to make a little bit of money to support itself. But at the same time, we don't want to turn OC Remix into a venue that we use to just sell stuff. So we kind of have to strike a balance, because if we're really in your face all the time about buy stuff on Overclock Records, buy the Mega Man. I mean, I pimped the Mega Man album earlier, but if we're always in your face about that kind of stuff, it can turn people off to it. So we want to find a good balance. So we definitely
let me download your music if it's for free. We do not want to pay for anything.
Yeah.
If you start asking us for our money, we will go and we will.
People are very
website
people get very I don't know. Sometimes people are a little sensitive to that kind of thing. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. So yeah, I mean, we'll push Overclock Records a little bit more, but we don't want to do it too much, because remember,
like most of what we do is provide free music and to the community. That's kind of like the goal. So it's all about finding the right balance. Where we get to promote without being obnoxious about it.
Yeah, for sure. And was it and Aaron, since you're in the Atlanta-ish area, he said he's going to be at MomoCon, which is going to be good.
Oh, cool.
So I get to, because I invited him to Distant Worlds and he wasn't free. When Distant Worlds was in Atlanta, I was like, "Oh, dude, roll with me, man."
You gotta go to Distant Worlds, man.
Well, I don't know when they're going to be. I don't know when they're going to be back, but hopefully he can go. But I was able to go with Tweaks, so it was awesome. Him and his wife Amber, so it was really, really cool. It was an awesome show.
I love Distant Worlds. It's a great show. If anyone out there can go to Distant Worlds, if it's in your area, it's even worth like an hour and a half drive. Go, just go. Get tickets and go. It's good. It's really
no doubt. And in Atlanta, we're getting like a lot of good stuff. So Replay is coming. I think it's May, or it might be June. I'm not quite. I don't remember. I got to check that out. But also Video Games Live in October. Yeah. So Atlanta getting that love.
VGL's going to the UK. It's pretty cool.
Oh, WillRock is going to be there clearly. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You gonna be there?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I zoned out. Sorry.
Video Games Live. Video Games Live.
Video Games Live. No, I'm not going to be there. Maybe.
It's going to the UK. So it's gonna be good.
Well, I'm always open to new stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to plug though. Mega Man 25 and Free Comic Book Day. Will, what do you got to plug?
Go, Will.
Okay, first of all, my album, because I'm a whore who plugs his own stuff. You can get it on OverClocked Records or Bandcamp, or just ask me, I will give it to you.
It's inundated with emails. Oh, I want a free copy. And what is this album called, Will?
Oh, it's called Welcome to the Real World. Yes, I should tell people what the album is called, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should.
Download my album. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I want you to download it.
Yeah. I was listening to that today, actually. Speaking of driving music, we had a driving music question. I was listening to Welcome to the Real World today when I was driving home. That's driving music.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had it going. I was like, all right. I had the windows down. Felt good, man. Yeah. It was a really nice day today, so.
Cool.
Enjoying the day.
The only other thing, something that isn't mine, something that I've been listening to recently, I want to see if I can pronounce the artist's name right. It's called Camille Saint-Saëns. Is it? He's a classical composer, and he did this suit called Carnival of the Animals, and it's got all of these really cool tracks on that are based on different animals. So there's one for the swan, and there's one to do with an aquarium, which is an animal, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's a kangaroo and the cuckoo, which is quite a funny one. And then you probably all know the swan one. It's quite a famous classical piece of music. I've been listening to that. It's quite good. And it's quite unique as well. So it's got. It's a little bit more of a concept sort of thing. So it's quite a good listen.
Cool.
So yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what I am plugging.
Wonderful. Okay. I guess we'll close it up tonight. We had a lot of good questions tonight, some good answers, and some good plugs.
Some good answers. No, not all good answers.
So let's just close it up with one last plug, a couple last plugs real quick.
Yeah, I want to get one more plug. Dude, Extra Remix, man. Extra credits.
Oh, yeah. Extra, how can we forget? Extra Remix. Go ahead, Larry.
Awesome, man. So, Daniel Floyd, the narrator of Extra Credits, he's also known as Sapphire on OC Remix because he's got, several remixes on the site. He's kind of out of the remix game, per se, although he's got something on the upcoming Final Fantasy IX album, but definitely, check out this new series. It's one of their latest series now that they're kind of, now they've left Penny Arcade and kind of broke off into doing their own official thing. Go to extra-credits.net. Check out all the episodes. They have it on their YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/extra credits with a Z. at the end. And so they've done Carbohydro M, Big Giant Circles, and Gladiator profiles on remixers in the game arrangement community. So Dan, has taken the lead on that, and it was awesome. I mean, he ran it by Dave and I, DJP and I, and we got to kind of see the first episode profiling Christoph, Carbohydro M, and just give us some feedback and just look it over, and it's awesome. So there's going to be the next one coming out, actually, super exclusive, is on djpretzel. So
really?
Get hyped.
Get hyped. That's cool.
djpretzel should have been first. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's not a race, so it's awesome though. It just launched on the 15th last month, the series, and so every week a new episode, and it's pretty good. It gets a nice profile of at least 5 or 6 different arrangements by the particular artist that's being spotlighted, and OC Remix is also going to get a look at some point. And I don't even know how that's going to be handled, because honestly, and I don't mean it to puff us up too much, but I mean you could do 10 extra remix episodes on OC Remix. You could do 20, honestly. I mean because there's over 2,600 remixes, so you really could be like just the electronic show or just the acoustic guitar show or whatever.
Yeah, he is covering a lot of OC remixes in this. All the ones that he's covered are OC remixes so far. So
of course,
I'd assume that OCR is going to be a big part of all of his episodes. So it's going to be a massive, it's going to be a massive boost of attention for the site overall, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing some for people that aren't on OCR. That should.
Yeah.
Everybody should.
People get some love.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So, obviously go to extra-credits.net. I mean, Extra Remix is just one of a number of series now that Extra Credits does. Like, they have James Recommends. There's lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
Go look through it. And, of course, props to Dan for doing this show. I mean, I know even, I talked just a little bit, not like a mega deep conversation, but with Total Biscuit, and this was maybe like a year or so ago, and he wanted to do a music show of some type. I don't know how busy his schedule is now, but it's kind of like, I mean, the more the merrier as far as people, really giving a focus on video game music, treating it seriously, and especially in our community, looking at the arrangers in our community, with a very, respective point of view. So it's pretty good stuff. Check it out, Extra Remix.
Cool. All right, let's close up Talkback. I just want to finish it out with quick pimp out of make sure that you follow us on Twitter, at OC Remix. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/OC Remix. Subscribe on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. I don't know why you're not subscribed if you're not subscribed yet. So make sure you hit the subscribe button that's down there on YouTube.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of YouTube or whatever, I'll just give quick props. Our latest remix by DJ CUTMAN from MiG-29 Soviet Fighter, which is an unlicensed NES game. It was legal on like the Amiga and the Atari ST and stuff. But just want to give props to Chris Davidson, who runs Game Chops, that label. This is awesome. It's honestly, I think in the 10 years I've been a judge, there's really not too many tracks on OCR that are literally straight up remixes by the definition of the word remix, like not capital R capital M, OC remix style, which is an arrangement, interpretive arrangement, but an actual remix, sampling the original audio, and messing with it, and this manages to be a rearrangement that's somehow done by actually directly sampling the original audio, but very, very creatively. Nobody's heard of this game because the game itself was illegally released on the NES, but it's awesome. It's called Power Glove. It's so bad. It has some audio samples from The Wizard. It's a great beat, great track. Chris has got the skills to pay the bills. I really recommend you check this track out, and it's
Let's
also
make it the remix of the week.
Remix of the week. That's our good call, Remix of the week. It features Benjamin Briggs with the assist. It's good stuff. So hit it.
Cool. So Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure you guys follow us on all of those things, and we will hopefully see you guys next week. We're gonna try and move the night for Talkback, possibly Tuesday. So keep an eye on Twitter. We'll tweet about it when we're gonna do it. and we'll hope to see you again soon. All right. So thanks for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna close this out with the Matlock. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
It's Giftless.